Here's how to get the best prospect lists for your outbound campaign, right? So, as we all know, in outbound, there is really three main pillars. The first one is deliverability, so making sure you're actually seen. The second one is content. What type of strategy, what type of words do you want to reach out with to a person? And then lastly, it's the list, right? The actual people that you're reaching out to and make sure it's relevant for them. So, there's a couple of strategies we're going to go over in this video. But one of the best places to gauge intent from people that you want to target is actually LinkedIn groups, right? So, in other words, they're hyper targeted communities where people already self enroll into a specific type of group. Maybe it's a marketing group, maybe it's a DevOps group, maybe it's a pricing group, maybe it's whatever else, right? A SaaS founder group. These groups, the user has already taken their own intent, gone into that channel, and then now you can segment that audience once you scrape it. And you can, of course, scrape it using something like Phantom Buster, TextAU, Clay. There's a lot of tools out there that will allow you to do that. Segment that list, find their LinkedIn profile, then enrich their emails, and all of a sudden you have your initial layer of emails to reach out to, right? So that's something you can do. Typically, you want to keep this list around 1,000 members. You want to have it be really active, really popping, and that allows you to get that level of intent, right? So another thing to mention within this actually is any type of post, really, where there's a lot of intent or a lot of actions being taken towards intent, such as comments, likes, follows. If you can scrape those, then that's another group in a sense, right? So let's say there's an influencer out there that has 500 LinkedIn comments under their lead magnet post, right? It'd be really good to analyze, okay, like what type of post this is, see whether it's relevant for you. And if it is, scrape all the followers from that post and all the people that commented and liked, and then email those people, right? Segment out your audience next, make sure it's relevant to them. And all of a sudden, you know now that these people are interested in this type of content, right? You can do the same thing with actually LinkedIn company followers as well, right? So let's say there is a competitor in your space, or maybe an ancillary product in your space. That's a place where you can also scrape those LinkedIn followers and get those emails from that, right? Another one is, of course, the actual intent sources, right? So like more pure intent, which is standardly more of your job boards. So if someone is hiring for a specific position, let's just say a marketing operations manager, right? Or an outbound specialist, they're hiring because they're experiencing a certain pain point in their company that they need to fulfill, right? Not because they're just hiring for that role. So when you're outreaching to these lots of people, you don't have to even mention that, hey, I saw you're hiring for marketing ops. It should be always revolving around the benefit and the pain point. And that can be actually discovered within the job description, right? They basically give it to you on that relevancy level. They're like, okay, we want this, 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 and that. And you can just AI analyze that, make sure it's relevant to your outreach, and leverage that for the messaging that you're going to give them, essentially. You can do the same thing almost with the reviews. So if there is a platform out there where there's already a lot of reviews on a product or service, then you can target those guys pretty much through G2, Capterra, Trustpilot, things of that nature. Sometimes there's necessity to enrich those things. You can use things like Apify for that, Apify, however you pronounce it. And you can do actually the same thing with Reddit, right? You can scrape a lot of Reddit intent. There's tools out there as well to see like who commented, what type of comment there, what type of email is associated with that, and then you can get that email and reach out to them, right? So these are some more advanced things that you can do. Sometimes those lists are a bit smaller compared to the LinkedIn groups or different types of Slack groups or Discord groups, but they do work, right? They show pure intent of self-enrollment, and then you get there. Another strategy I like to use is, of course, the actual products. So if, let's say, you're selling a B2B SaaS, there's probably other products that your customers already use and can be analyzed on the front end using like built with, right? So let's say that um, you're using Instantly, right? Let's say you're using a cold email sender, like Instantly, Email Bison, Smart Lead, etc. Let's say you know that your customer is already potentially in that group because let's say you're selling leads or maybe you're selling cold email accounts. It'd be very relevant for you to get those emails or into those groups and start outreaching in there, since you already know that an ancillary product would make sense for their offer. Hey, I saw you're sending these, or I saw you're using Instantly. You're probably needing email accounts, right? It goes hand in hand. So you can do that. You can scrape those types of Slack groups if their emails are open. You can use that with like certain types of Chrome extensions. You can do the same thing with Discord and Facebook groups. Those are a little bit trickier to enrich sometimes, but there is Apify actors out there that work, as well as some custom APIs that are out there as well. So those are actually something that's really underutilized in the space currently, is going into those product groups already, seeing where there's a large audience of existing members in a competitor tool or an ancillary tool in the market, and utilizing that to pitch an alternative, pitch an add-on, pitch another angle at this product. That's really valuable stuff. And then last but not least is lookalike audiences. So mirroring your best customers, right? So when there is already a large customer list inside of your company, or there is, let's say, a large customer list of prospects that you know fit a certain ICP, you can use tools like PandaMatch or Ocean.io. And those tools will allow you to get like the first degree of a lookalike audience so that you can broaden your ICP a bit, right? Typically, your best customer is your current customer. Those guys can refer you things as well. So you should look into affiliate programs or referral programs, which actually incentivize the users to refer 1 to 3 friends or more. And that allows you to really scale at scale, right? So using tools like Apollo, Clay, Clearbit, those are okay for finding lookalikes. I think the best one out there right now is PandaMatch if you're going more like account-based style, so more like a Dream 100. But if you upload like your best customer domains or your best types of customers that you segmented down into, and then you filter out and look at those different types of lists, those work really well. So hopefully you like this video. I'm going to create a couple more different types of videos here, and see you in the next one.